Hello, welcome to the third and final instructional video on how to engage with the Easy Conference Connect meeting platform. This video is designed to take you through the various features available to you as a remote participant during a live meeting. By the end of this video, we hope that you agree that the system is clear and intuitive, but we appreciate that it will take time for you to build confidence using the new system. Therefore, this video is designed to be a starting block on the basics that will hopefully become second nature as time goes on. This iDev module will remain in your iDev account indefinitely, so you will be able to repeat and/or refer back to it as many times as you wish. There are also written instructions labeled Easy Conf Connect User Guide available within the iDev module. This is the live meeting view. When you first enter an EasyConf meeting, you won't automatically appear on screen or be heard. However, you should be able to hear or see anyone actively participating in the meeting, if they have their microphone activated. This will most likely be the chair or Democratic Services Officer for the meeting. Therefore, if you are seeing a wide shot of the in-person meeting room, as on screen currently, but not hearing any audio, please don't worry. It's likely that none of the participants have their mic activated yet. Please note, if you attach headphones after you have connected to the meeting, you will need to make sure the headset is registered on your audio settings, and therefore it is best to connect your headset before clicking the joining link in your email. When you're in the live meeting screen, you will see several headings at the top of the page. The first heading relates to the host for the meeting, so this will say Vale of Glamorgan, and the second will be the name of the participant who's connected, so you should see your name here. On the second row down, you should see the name of the meeting and also the agenda item that the meeting is currently on. The current agenda item will also display at the top of the live meeting page, so you will be able to tell easily which agenda item the meeting is on. On the right-hand side here, you have three tabs: List, Chat and Vote. First of all, I'd like to talk you through the List tab. So this gives you a list of all of the participants for the meeting. You can check the speaker list on your screen to see if anyone is highlighted in red. If they are, this means that their mic is live, so you should be able to hear them. My colleague Matthew Swindle has connected to the meeting, but for the sake of this recording, he has his camera and microphone switched off. For participants that are connected but not actively participating, like myself, and like you will be at the very start of the meeting, their names will appear in blue, as so. Names of participants in grey mean that the person is invited to the meeting but has not yet joined. Once you know that you are connected by seeing your name highlighted blue in the speaker list, the first task you will likely want to undertake is to set a background for your image tile. To do this, please select the Settings tab on the left-hand side of your screen. Then the General tab on the new pop-up screen that appears. Please ensure that the background effect toggle is set to on. Then, going back to the column on the left-hand side, please select the Devices tab and scroll down the page to see the various background effects available for you to select. Please note that corporately branded Vale of Glamorgan backgrounds are not yet available, but these will be made available as soon as possible. Once you have selected a background, by clicking on the image and seeing that the image border is highlighted orange, you can then close the settings window down by clicking the grey cross symbol on the right-hand side of the window. Once back at the live meeting page, you should be able to see that your background effect has automatically appeared on the live meeting view. When you first enter a live meeting room, you may not be able to see the full control screen and all your function buttons. You can remedy this by selecting the Maximize arrows in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. This is the same button that you would also press if you wish to return to a minimized view. You can also scroll up and down the live meeting view by clicking and holding the light grey scroll bar on the right-hand side of your screen. If you open any smaller pop-up windows and are not then sure how to return to the live meeting view, you can either click the grey cross arrow on the pop-up window or click on the original tab you selected, in effect retracing your steps. The platform works on a push-to-speak basis. Therefore, when you wish to speak, you press the large speaker button at the bottom of the screen, like so. For participants that are in the council chamber, the same expectation applies. However, they press the large speaking button on the microphone unit on the desk in front of them. When the remote speaking button turns red, it indicates that you are the active speaker, and your image will be displayed for all remote and in-room attendees to see. If you are waiting in the queue to speak, your push-to-speak button will turn green. A flashing green indicator signifies that you are next in line to speak. When you have finished speaking, you simply click the same speaker button, which should return to grey, and remove you from the main meeting display window. You would only click the camera and/or microphone buttons when you wish to deactivate your camera or mic once you were the active speaker. This is different to Microsoft Teams, where you select the camera and/or mic to activate the function. Therefore, you are unlikely to use the camera and mic buttons during EasyConf meetings, just the main speaker button. If a speaking timer has been set for participants, a countdown clock will display on the screen as soon as they are live. Next to the speaker button is the raise hand function. As the name suggests, pressing this alerts the chair of the meeting that you wish to speak. Once you have selected the button, please wait until you are called upon to speak by the chair. When you press the button, your name in the speaker list will turn yellow and the small hand symbol will appear on the right-hand side of your name. The chat function can be accessed via two routes on the live meeting page. There is a dedicated tab on the left-hand side that will bring the chat function up over the live meeting image. Or there is a smaller chat tab on the right-hand side which will allow you to send messages without losing the live meeting display. Debate should not be raised via the chat function for the sake of the meeting recording and live stream, but the function may be used to highlight any technical difficulties to the chair and/or the Democratic Services Officer. Whichever route you use from the live meeting screen to access the chat function, please click the Everyone symbol to start typing your message. The function will be set to everyone as standard, which means that your message will be sent to all participants in the meeting, unless you change it. When a remote message is sent, an orange notification circle will appear on the Chat tab on the left-hand side of your screen. The circle will contain a number indicating the number of messages available for you to read. This chat facility is only available to remote attendees. For participants that are in the council chamber, they will not be able to use or read any messages placed on the remote chat function. To send a private message to a specific individual using the chat function, you will need to select their name from the drop-down list that will appear when you click on the new chat function. If a participant in the meeting addresses the meeting using the Welsh language, then a simultaneous English translation will be available for you to listen to. You can access this remotely by selecting the Audio Settings tab on the left-hand side and by selecting English. You will then hear an individual translating the spoken Welsh into English. The floor option is the general floor audio for the meeting and will therefore be the default setting unless you choose to switch. For participants that are in the council chamber, the translation will be broadcast via Welsh translation receivers and headsets available in the chamber, so participants would be required to put the headsets on when the Welsh language is used. Not all meetings will have simultaneous Welsh translation, but you will be made aware in advance of the meeting should translation be expected to take place. It is now possible to hold a vote electronically. The Democratic Services Officer will activate a vote when instructed by the Chair. If the vote is an ad hoc vote raised during debate, then the Democratic Services Officer will require a few moments to create and activate the vote. Participants will be given an appropriate amount of time to place their vote, and they can modify their vote selection if needed. But once the vote is officially closed by the Chair, participants will no longer have the option to make any changes to their selection. During a vote, colour-coded buttons will be displayed on the right-hand side of the screen under the Vote tab. To participate in the vote, simply select the button that corresponds to your voting choice. A vote for will be green, a vote against will be red, and if you choose to abstain from the vote, you would need to select yellow. This is the same premise for participants present in the council chamber, who are required to press the button that corresponds to their voting choice on their desktop microphone. The voting button lights will flash until a vote is cast, and then a static light will be present on the button of your choice. Please note that an abstention on the desktop microphones will be a blue light. Once the Democratic Services Officer has stopped the vote, on instruction from the Chair, the voting results will be displayed on top of the live meeting display as so. And the results will be displayed for approximately 12 seconds. There is also a share screen facility should you need to share a PowerPoint, video, or document during the meeting. Please ensure that whichever source you wish to share is open on your device prior to selecting the Share Screen tab on the left-hand side of the screen. A request will then be sent to the Democratic Services Officer, who will need to give permission for your screen to fill the meeting display. A source selection box will appear asking you to select the source you wish to share. Please select the appropriate location tab at the top of the selection box. You may need to scroll through the different source options available to find which one that you are looking for if you have multiple sources open on your device. Once you have selected the source you require, please click the blue Share button. Please note that you will likely be taken automatically to the source that you are looking to share, rather than back to the meeting display screen. When you are on the source, please minimize the share notification. To go back to the live meeting display, you will need to select the Browser tab in the bottom of your screen. When you have finished presenting, please click the Stop button that has appeared on the Screen Share tab on the left-hand side. This should take you back to the live meeting display. For participants attending the meeting from the Council Chamber who also wish to share their screen, they may do so by connecting their laptop to a HDMI cable in the Council Chamber once invited to do so by the Democratic Services Officer. When you are ready to leave the meeting, you may do so by clicking the Leave Meeting tab on the left-hand side of your screen. This will take you back to the Settings page, and from here you can simply close the browser window. This concludes the instructional video. If you have any questions, please contact Democratic and Scrutiny Services on 01446 709 855 or email via democratic@valeofglamorgan.gov.uk. Thank you for taking the time to complete the Easy Conference Connect e-learning module.